This is Chris in Boise. In this video we're going to show you how to adjust the reach on a set of Dura-Ace shift levers. And you have a reach adjustment. You got two shift levers right here, and your reach adjustment is the adjustment how far it takes you to grab onto your shift levers here to pull them back. And you got your brakes and then your shifters, and you got a shifter here. And I got really small hands, and the reach on them, the shifters actually sit out too far. I installed my brand new shifters on here, and it was really hard for me to reach out and grab them with my fingers. And it's a really simple adjustment. All it takes is just a flathead screwdriver and a Phillips head screwdriver to make the adjustment on these brakes. So for males or females with really small hands, this is a simple way to adjust your shift levers. And if you just pull the shift lever forward, it's going to expose the top of the shift lever right here, and you just pull it forward, and there's a little Phillips head screw. You're just going to release this Phillips head screw right here, unscrew it, and it's a little tiny screw that you just take out. Take that screw out, then your little flight deck faceplate just comes off, which exposes the face of your shifter. And then there's a round hole to the right of this faceplate, and you just take inside there. If you look really closely, there's a flathead slot the actual flathead screwdriver goes into, and then you're just going to engage that, and if you can't quite see here, and you just take and back that off right there. If you turn it counterclockwise, it's gonna release. You can see this shift lever starting to move outwards. And when I actually installed these shift levers, they were really far out, and I could barely reach the end of the shifter to grab the brake, and it was really hard for me to reach my shifter, especially my rear derailleur. In a sprint, I was having a real hard time shifting in a sprint. So I took and sticking my flathead screwdriver in there, and I'm going to turn it clockwise, and it actually just tightens, and it starts adjusting the shifter forward, and you can see that distance. Just look really closely, that distance is starting to close. You'll just get that thing adjusted to, about where you think you'd like them. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this flathead screwdriver with me. I'm going to go out on a ride, take this flathead screwdriver, and I'm just going to play around, do a couple sprints, a couple shifts, and see what that distance feels like. And once I get that distance just where I like it, then I'm going to come back to the shop, and then I'm going to just take this flight deck. If you just flight deck faceplate, you just hook it underneath, and it just snaps forward right in place. Then I got my it's a really tiny Phillips head screw, just goes right in that little hole right there. You just grab your Phillips head screwdriver, just screw that right back in, make sure it's straight so you don't strip it. It's just a real tiny screw. Just put that right back in, and you can play with it, back and forth, just that reach, what you like and what's comfortable to you. And that is a real simple adjustment to moving your shifters in and out closer to your handlebars for people with small hands. Chris in Boise, out of Chris's Idaho Painter Bike Shop.